Trilogy fam, this is Lisa bringing you another barre class. So today what you're going to need is a set of light weights as usual, or your soup cans, water bottles, whatever, that has a little bit of weight to it. I'm using 3-pounders. I do anything from like 1 up to maybe 4 or 5 pounds at the most. And then you're going to need a chair, just something that you can kind of balance on. Started. So we're going to have our feet nice and wide here, heels in, toes out. We're just going to take a few deep breaths and then we're going to get into some more movement. So big inhale, reach, exhale, good. Deep inhale and exhale, good. One more here. Keeping the same foot position here, we're just going to reach opposite arm towards opposite ankle, shin, whatever you can reach, keeping just a little slight bend at your knees. As you reach that arm cross body, the other one's gonna come behind you. You're gonna hinge at the hips, you're gonna feel your core here. You'll feel a little bit of inner thigh too. Good, and like if the foot's too low, you reach for the knee, the shin, whatever you can reach there. So the workout's all about doing, what's in your range of motion here. Good, give me one more each side. Keep those arms out to the side. Second position, plie and lift. Plie and lift. So your arms straight out to the sides of the room like you're trying to touch both of the walls. In your plie, head, shoulders, hips are all in a straight line. Your knees stay behind your toes. Act like there's an invisible wall behind you. Head, shoulders, hips are all moving straight up and down that invisible wall. Feeling the inner thigh here for another 4, 3, 2, hold low. Just hold here. Hold, hold, arms strong. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, roll the shoulders back and forwards. So your feet about hip width apart. We're coming into our like zombie walks here, I think they're called. So arms out to the side again, opposite hand and opposite foot, reach. So if you can't touch that toe, that's perfectly fine. You'll just kind of reach straight out in front of you. Getting your leg up to about like a little lower than shoulder height if you can, but if you can only get so high, that's perfectly fine too. Just want you reaching that arm cross body. Look at that, shoulders are already feeling a little toasty today. 8, 7, 6, don't forget to breathe. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. So, little slight bend at the knees. We're gonna have our hands like kind of right at center here, and we're just gonna come cross, center, just rotating at the trunk here. Just feeling that back warming up, the core warming up, hips facing forward. Take this slow though. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right, so picking up those weights if you got them. If you don't have weights, that's fine too. Use whatever you've got, or if you don't want to use anything of any sort of weight, you can just use your arms. All right, so we're gonna come back into that second position that we were just practicing. So look at that, you're already a pro at it. Heels in, toes out. So when you come down into that plie, you want your inner thigh facing towards the front of the room, your knees behind the toes, your head, shoulders, and hips are all in a straight line, so you don't want to hinge forward. You want to keep everything nice and tight right here, okay? Go at a depth that's challenging for you while keeping the knees behind the toes. All right, so we're going to come starting in the lateral shoulder raise. So your palms are facing the floor out to the side. We lift and lower, plie, lift, lift, good. Bring those arms right up to shoulder height. lift, and lower. Good. So this is a lot of endurance on the shoulders that we're going to be doing. If at any point it becomes too much, you can put the weights down, do it without weights, and pick them up when you're ready. 6, 5, and then we'll bring these to the front. 4 more, your palms are still going to face the floor. 3, 2, 1. Now arms to the front, lift and lower. Right to shoulder height. Lift. We got this. Give me 8 more here, and then we're gonna put them both together. 7, 6, come on, getting low and set plie. 5, 4 more. 3, 2, now we'll do lateral in front. Now we go lateral, front. Lateral, front. Good. As you do this, try to keep the shoulders out of the ears. Lateral, front, lateral, front. 6 more. It's 6. Whew. Weights get heavy fast. 4 more here. Side, front. 3 more. Side. 2 more, then we'll get to shake it out real quick, but we're gonna stay in second. We're just gonna still do shoulders. Last one. Good, just roll those shoulders back and forward. So endurance on these shoulders here. Now, your thumbs are gonna face the ceiling. Your palms facing one another. If you have the shoulder mobility, we're gonna bring our arms straight up overhead. Like so. You'll feel your lats as well as you do this. Get ready. If the weights are too much, put it down. All right, in 3, 2, and let's go. It's lift and lower. We're gonna take this nice and slow, because I don't want you tweaking anything. Take it slow and controlled. Up 2, down 2, up 2, down 2. So from the side, up 2, down 2. And everyone's gonna have a little different shoulder mobility. Down 2, up 2, down 2. So different flexibility there. We got 6 more like this. Lift, lift, lower, lower. Lift, lift, lower, lower. 3 more. Up 2, down 2. 2 more. I know. Feeling the fronts and tops of those shoulders. Last one. Up 2, down 2. Now arms out to the side. Slight bend at the elbows. We're gonna hold nice and low. We're gonna rotate the palms to the ceiling, palms to the floor. Ceiling, floor, ceiling, floor. Good. Get that rotation. Oh my goodness. Hold low in that plie. Shoulders are burning. Ceiling, floor, lift and lower, up and down. Keeping that slight little bend at the elbows, shoulders out of the ears. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 more, get lower. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wow, okay, put those weights down. We're gonna give the shoulders a little bit of a rest here. Bring one arm out in front, a little stretch. Whew. Switch sides. Good, roll, just kind of shake those shoulders out a little bit so that way we can get through the rest of this. All right, so you're gonna pick up those weights again. You have options here. What I'd like you to do, if you can, if your weights aren't real heavy, these are, like I said, these are 3-pounders. I'm gonna put both of my weights in my right hand, okay? Because we're gonna do some bicep curls, and you know, these are too light for bicep curls. Or you can keep weights in both hands if you want the whole time. All right, so our right leg is gonna be moving. I'll show you from the side and then from the front. So we're gonna lunge back, knee comes up as we bicep curl, okay? So that back knee hovers down towards the floor, Front knee stays behind the toe in the lunge. Right leg moving, right arm moving. Get ready. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. It's lunge and curl. Lunge and curl. Good, dropping that back knee down towards the floor. Your elbows just slightly to the front of your ribs there. All the way down, all the way up on those bicep curls. Getting full range. Finding some balance too. Getting that heart rate up a little as well. For 8, curl, lunge, and curl. Good. Drop that back knee towards the floor. Feeling that left glute, right quad. 5 more. 4 more, and then we're gonna hold to the top. We're gonna balance. 3, 2, whew. Last one. Hold up here, keep that knee high. Lift an inch, pulse, pulse. Good, pulsing the bicep. Just curling a few inches here. Curl, curl. Find that balance, find something to stare at that'll help your balance. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it here. Out to the side and in. You're holding this bicep isometrically here. Out to the side and in. Out and in. Whew. Feeling a little bit of that. Ooh, there was my balance. Hip. 8, 7, 6. Come on, use that core, find that balance. 5, use that bicep, little shoulder here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So now you're gonna have weights in both hands. Elbows at about a 90 degrees, palms facing the ceiling. That right leg is still gonna be straight out in front of you, or is gonna be straight out in front of you, toes pointed. We're gonna extend the arms as we lift the leg. So like you're offering a platter to someone. Out and in. I don't know who serves food like this. I don't. Out and in. So working shoulders, biceps, quads, little hips, core. Out and in. So just extending those arms straight out. Good. So your weights are just like about shoulder height, maybe a little bit lower. For 8, 7, yeah, feeling that left stabilizing hip. 6, 5 more. 4 more. Ooh, baby. 3, feeling that hip. 2, and 1. Good. Send those weights into the left hand now. Your left leg's gonna lunge back, drive that left knee up. Okay, so just like we did on the other side, palm faces the ceiling. So it's lunge and curl, lunge and curl. Good, and if you, like, by all means, should have said this earlier, but you can grab heavier weight if you need to be a little bit more challenged here, that's fine. So that's why I said put your weights in the same hand. Good, lunge and curl. We got this for 8. And then we'll get that pulse. 7, 6, 5 more, 4 more, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna hold here. Pulse an inch, pulse, pulse. Lift an inch, pulsing that bicep. Good, stay with these pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold that elbow at 90 degrees, find the balance. Out and in. You also might find your balance is better on one side than the other. That's normal. Out, in, out, in. Whew. 8 more here. 8. Try not to shake that arm. 7. Whew. 6. 5 more. Try to keep that elbow at 90 to feel that bicep. 4 more. 3, 2, elbow slightly to the front, and 1. Weights in both hands. Elbows in at your sides, arms about 90-degree bend, left leg straight, serving that platter out, and then palms facing the ceiling. So feeling some biceps and shoulders here. Whew, and also like that stabilizing hip again. Extend, good, breathe. Give me 8 more here. 8, 7, this is my bad balance side. 6, that's normal. 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, whew. Last one. Good. All right, so your elbows are gonna be in at your sides here, okay? Palms face the ceiling. So I'll show you from the side. So you're gonna hinge forward at the hips. As you do so, your palms are gonna face the ceiling, tricep press, back in and out. So it's like a bicep curl, tricep press as you hinge forward at the hips, slight bend at your knees, okay? Elbows slightly out to the side, making like a W here. 3, 2, let's go. It's tricep, bicep, tricep, bicep. So hinging forward at the hips, keeping your core nice and engaged. Beautiful. Make sure you get those arms nice and high to work the triceps. Give me 8 more here, and we're gonna isolate the triceps even more. 7, 6, 5 more. 4, you should be feeling those triceps by now. 3, 2, now we're gonna stay here. 1, palms face the ceiling, lift an inch, pulse, pulse, good, lift an inch. Just keeping that slight, that core engaged, hip hinge here. 10, 9, 8, then we're gonna try to make like the thumbs almost touch another. 4, 3, 2, 1, so your weights come in. So like you're trying to make the sides of the weights touch. Whew, keep it high. In, owie. 10, 9, 8, then we'll hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just palms face the ceiling, hold a little higher. You just hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yay, triceps done. Give a quick tricep stretch here. So bring one arm back behind you, lightly press on that tricep. Nice stretch. And switch sides. So at this point, we're gonna move on to some isolated lower body in parallel position. Grab a sip of water if you need it. So we're gonna be working some bigger muscles, your quads. Okay. All right. So you know how much I love parallel position if you've taken my classes. All right, so we're gonna be about forearms distance from the bar with your elbows bent here. Your feet are gonna be about hips width apart. You're gonna lift up into releve if you can there. And give a little slight bend at the knees. So your head, shoulders, and hips are all in a straight line. Your core is engaged. If you were to let go of your, I'm gonna call this your bar just because it's what I'm used to saying. If you let go of your bar, you're still balanced, okay? So do that little balance check. Look, Mom, no hands. Okay, so now you've got your position here. And now from here, we're just gonna go down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch. So you're already feeling those quads. When you come up that inch, you're not coming to a straight position. You're keeping that little bend at the knees the whole time so your quads stay engaged the whole darn time. Down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, good. Down an inch, up an inch, 10, 9, 8, 7, keep those heels lifted if you can, 6, shoulders over hips, find that balance challenge, 4 more, 3, 2, 1, now keep that little bend at the knees, open the knees, neutral, Open the knees, neutral. So by opening those knees, you're working the side glute, hip area. Open, good, open. Keep that core tight. We got this. For 10, 9, 8. Then we'll do a little pelvic tuck. 6, 5. We're staying here in this parallel, guys. 3, 2, 1. Stay in parallel. Knees are neutral now. From here, you're gonna do a little pelvic tuck. So your tailbone's gonna point towards your bar, and then it's gonna come back to neutral, but you're not gonna overextend it. You're gonna come back to that neutral position. Let's go. Tuck, neutral, tuck, and neutral, tuck, and neutral. So it's just like a little crunch here almost. Crunch, tuck, and neutral, tuck, and neutral. Good. So just angling your tailbone towards your bar. Exhale as you do the little tuck. Your abs will engage more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 little tucks. Once a here, down an inch, down an inch. We're pulsing just a little faster. Woo, getting that heat in those quads. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Pulse an inch, pulse an inch. Whew. Calf muscles might be feeling it too. Mine's cramping a little. Ah! Pulse, pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, we're going to pulse for 4, and then we're gonna come to, I'll show you quickly. So stay in that parallel while I'm talking though. And then we're gonna come to a glute lift. You're gonna hinge forward at the hips, slight bend at that knee, toes pointed, hips evenly face the floor, squeeze the glute 4 times. We'll stay up here and then come back to our parallel, okay? Get ready, we're going right, we'll just do right leg for the sake of being on the same page. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So it's down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch. 2, 1, hinge forward at the hips for 4, 3, 2, 1, parallel position for 4, 3, 2, 1, glutes for 4, 3, 2, 1, parallel for 4, 3, 2, 1, glutes for 4. This is your last one at this, and then we're gonna put it to 2s. 2, 1, now 2s. It's down, 2, little faster, glute, glute, parallel, parallel, glute, glute. So we're doing a little faster, less reps. Parallel, parallel, glute, glute, good, parallel, parallel, glute, glute. 4 more. 3 more, parallel, parallel, glute, glute. 2 more, and then we're just gonna stay with the glutes. Last one, parallel, parallel, glute, glute. Stay here and relevate if you can. Lift an inch, pulse, pulse, good. You're hinged forward at the hips. My chest is right over the chair here. If you have a taller chair, you can back away a little. 10, 9, 8, 7. Then we're gonna give that calf muscle on the left side a break. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yow. Left heel's gonna be on the floor. You might need to back away from your chair a little. Hinge forward at the hips, arms are straight. Bring your right leg back behind you, toes pointed. We're just gonna lift and lower, okay? Keep that core engaged, let's go. Lift and lower, lift and lower, good. Slight bend at that left stabilizing knee, squeezing the right glute, trying to keep your hips evenly squared to the floor. If you open up your hips to like that right leg, you're not gonna feel as much glutes. 8 more for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, squeeze the glute, 3, 2, 1, hold it high, legs straight, lift an inch, pulse it high, so that right glute is engaged the whole time. Squeeze, squeeze, pulse, Pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep it high. Draw circles in one direction for 5, 4, 3. Don't let that hip open. 2, 1. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift an inch, lift an inch. We're pulsing again. Woo, baby. Pulse. Pulse. But this pulse is shorter, just for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it high. Just hold for 8, 7. Shaking's normal. I'm shaking. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, shake it out. So you should have felt like glute. You would have felt a little bit of that stabilizing hip probably too, especially since it was fatigued from earlier. So you're just gonna hinge forward at the hips here. Just bend and extend at the knees, sticking your butt back. You'll feel a little stretch through the glutes. Bring your feet wide. So we're gonna switch sides. We're gonna go over to the other side. Bring your chest down towards the floor. Feel your glutes and hamstrings stretching. Walk your hands onto the mat. Down dog, lift one heel as the other presses towards the mat. Good, and then walk your feet into your hands. Come up to standing, we're doing the other side. Well, 2 sides, yeah. All right, so we're gonna come back to that parallel position again. Head, shoulders, hips all in line, core is engaged. Feet about hips width apart. Come up into releve. Little bend at the knees. Your forearms distance from the bar. If you take your hands off, look at that, you're balanced, okay? We're gonna start with those parallel positions. So from here we go down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch. So remember, you don't totally come out of that, keeping that little bend at the knees. Good. Breathing down. 10 more. It's 10. 9. Keep the heels off the floor if you can. 6, 5, 4, 3. Keep that core tight. 2, 1. Stay here. Open the knees. Neutral. So just the same thing we did before. We're doing it all on this side. Open the knees, neutral. So you're gonna open them as loud, as wide as your body's gonna let you there. It's not gonna be incredibly wide because of your foot positioning, your toes are facing forward. 10 more here, it's 10. 9, then we'll go to those pelvic tucks. 8, 7, feeling that side glute hip area. 5 more, you got this. 4, come on, stay with me. 3, 2, 1. Stay here with that knee bend. Tuck the pelvis neutral. Tuck the pelvis neutral. So you're just pointing your tailbone towards that chair. Breathing. Exhaling as you're doing so. Keeping that bend at the knee to keep your quads nice and engaged. Shaking's normal. Tuck. Tuck. You can do this for 10. 9, so make sure you're not hyperextending, pushing that butt back. You want to come back to neutral. 6, 5, 4, 3, then we'll do the fast little pulses. 2, 1, stay here. Down an inch, pulse, pulse. So we're doing those faster, shorter pulses. We were doing them a little slower at the very beginning. Now, or at the beginning of this round. Pulse, pulse. Down an inch, down an inch. And then we get to add on the glute stuff. Good times. Whoo! Gimme. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So remember, this is where we hinge forward. We hinge forward at the glutes. That was terrible. You're gonna have a slight bend at that knee. Hips try to evenly face the floor. Squeeze, lift for 4. Okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. It's parallel, parallel. 3, 4, hinge at the hips. 4, 3, you're keeping the leg up there. 2, 1, good, parallel. For 4, 3, 2, keep that core tight. 1, hinge at the hips for 4, 3, 2, 1, back to parallel, 4, 3, 2, 1, glute, 4, 3, 2, 1, last with these reps for 4, 3, 2, 1, glutes, and now we're gonna bring it to 2 counts a little faster, 2, 1, 2s, pulse, parallel, pulse, glutes, parallel, parallel, glutes, glutes, parallel, parallel, glute, glute. So remember, you're trying to keep those hips evenly facing forward as you pulse the glute, chair, or parallel, parallel, glute, glute, parallel, parallel, glute, glute, good. 5 more here, parallel, parallel, glute, glute. 2 more, parallel, parallel, glute, glute. Last one, parallel, parallel, whew, glute, glute. Stay here, lift an inch, lift an inch. Hips evenly face the floor. Correct yourself right there if you need to. I just corrected myself as well. Lift an inch, lift an inch. Whew, we got this. I know that calf's burning. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put that right heel down on the floor. Scooch away from the bar routines or your chair a little bit. Hinge at the hips here. Arms straight. Core is engaged. Left leg is back behind you. Hips even to the floor. We're gonna lift and lower. Keeping a slight little bend in that right stabilizing knee. Lift and lower. Squeeze that left glute. Whew. We got it. Glutes on fire. Maybe feeling that stabilizing hip a little bit. I'm trying to remember to do it too. Keep those hips as even to the floor as you can. For 8, 7, 6, 5 more. Struggling on the side. 4 more. 3, 2. We're gonna hold it high and pulse. 1. Lift an inch, pulse it high, pulse it high. Keep those hips even to the floor. Pulse, pulse. For 10, 9. We'll do those circles. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it high. Circles one direction for 5, 4. Keep that leg high. 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 5, 4. Struggle in there with you. 3, 2, 1. Now lift an inch, pulse, pulse. Good. Just for another 5, 4. And then we're gonna hold. 3, 2, 1. Hold it high. Just hold. 8, 7, 6. Get it higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, made it. All right, come bring your feet wide. Bring your chest down towards the floor. Feel the glutes and hamstrings stretching. Ah, delightful. Come up. We're gonna come into a quick figure 4 stretch. Yeah. Opposite ankle on opposite thigh. Sit down into it. We're gonna move on to abs next. Switch sides. Good. Okay, so moving on to abs, you're gonna come on down to your mat. All right, so we're gonna do some variations of the same move. So what I want is you are going to be on your elbows. Your chest is lifted, so you don't want your chest sinking down. Chest is lifted on your elbows. Your elbows are right beneath your shoulders here. Your knees are gonna be at about a 90-degree bend. Chest lifted, core engaged, obviously, working your core. So from here, we're gonna start with, let's start with the left leg. So we're gonna extend the left leg. We're gonna bring it up, down to the floor, and back in. Now right leg, extend, up, down to the floor, back to 90. Left leg, extend, up, down, and in, out, up, down, and in. Good, using that core, out, up, down, and in. Keep that chest lifted, out, up, down, and in. Breathing, out, up, down, and in. So this is kind of the easier version. We're gonna add to it, out, up, down, and in. Good, out, up, down. 2 more rounds, up, down, and in, out, up, down. Last one, out, up, breathing, down, keep that chest up, and in. Last on this side, out, up, down, and in. Now keeping that chest lifted, knees at 90, we're gonna drop one toe, then the other. So tap and tap. Keep that belly button in like towards the spine here, keeping everything nice and controlled. So the movement, your abs are allowing your hips to lower. So you're keeping the knees at a 90-degree bend, and it's movement from the hips, which is allowing your toe to come down to the floor. Tap and tap, tap and tap. Breathing, keeping that chest lifted. You'll feel some quads too, yeah, especially since they're tired out. For 8, 7, 6, 5, and then we'll come onto our back in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now coming onto your back here, your hands are gonna be behind your head, your knees, a little quick stretch here. All right, your knees are gonna be at 90 degrees again, hands behind your head. Shoulder blades are gonna be hovering off the floor as much as you can keep them. Ears in line with your shoulders here. So we're gonna do the same thing now. So we're gonna extend the left leg, up, down, back to 90. Now right, out, up, down, back to 90. So just a little harder, up, down, and in, out, up, down, and in. Nice and controlled, out, up, and in, out, up. So when you bring that leg up, you're trying to still keep your hips on the floor, down, and in. Nice and controlled. See what I said? This one's a little harder than the elbow one. So we've kind of progressively gotten there. Up, down, and in. We got this. Out, up, down, and in. 2 more each side. Out, up, down, and in. Out, up, down. Keep those shoulder blades lifted. Last one. Out, up, down. Keep that knee at 90. Out, up, down, and in. Shoulder blades stay lifted. Knees stay at 90. Moving from the hips. Tap one toe, then the other. Tap, tap. So just like you're touching if there's a button underneath your toe, you're pressing it each time. Tap, tap. Keep those shoulder blades off the floor. You should feel that core. Woo, baby. Tap and tap. We got this. Come on, use that core. Push the load back into the floor. 8 more here. It's 8, 7, alternating sides. 6, remember you're moving from the hip. 5, your abs are letting your hip move. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Head's gonna rest on the floor. Your hands at your side or beneath your hips. We're just gonna do leg lowers. So we're gonna come just down, 2, up, 2, down, 2, up, 2. So your legs are straight off the hips. So your feet are maybe about, I don't know, like 6 inches apart or whatever the width of your hips is. It's definitely wider than 6 inches. Up, 2, up, 2. Good. Down, 2, up, 2. Down, down, up, up. Stay with this here. If your low back's hurting you, put your hands beneath your hips. If that's still hurting you, don't drop as low. 4 more. Down, 2, up, 2, 3 more. Remember, you also have that option to bend the knees. Last one. Up, up. Hands behind the head. Bicycle crisscross, let's go. Opposite shoulder to opposite knee. Lift and lift. Remember, we're trying to keep that fire in the core here. I know my core is feeling toasty. I hope yours is too. Modification. You would keep one foot on the floor at all times, lifting that shoulder blade up towards the opposite knee. Or you've got the full version. Press, press for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, coming to a seated position now. So we're gonna do can-cans. So you're gonna have, your fingertips are gonna face towards your butt here. A little slight bend at the elbows. Your knees are gonna be lifted here. We're going to, I lied, I'm sorry. You're gonna be on your elbows. I haven't done this one in a while. You're gonna be on your elbows. So just like the position we were in before. Okay, sorry about that. Just like the position we were in before on the elbows, you're gonna roll over to one side, drop your hips. The other side, drop your hips. 3, and then extend your legs, okay? Your oblique is gonna feel this, and back to neutral. So we're gonna lower to one side. 2, keep that chest lifted. 3, extend the legs, working the obliques. 1, keep the chest lifted. 2, 3, extend in. So you're dropping to like the 3, extend and into like the cushiony portion of your side glute or hips. 2, 3, extend. Good. Keep that chest lifted. This is your last ab exercise. Then we're gonna go to some hips and then we'll be done. Extend. 1, 2, 3, extend. Good. 1, 2, 3, extend. 4 more. 1, core should feel this. 2, 3, 3 more. Low, lower, lower, and extend. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, straighten. Last one. 1, 2, 3, extend. Good. Awesome. All right. So we're gonna work into the hips real quick. Whew. All right. So coming onto one side here, a little bit of side work real quick. So we're going to be, the top leg is gonna be straight. You're gonna be on the side hip. You can have that left elbow on the floor. And then you're just gonna lift your hands up to the ceiling, or your top hand up to the ceiling, and come onto the side of that bottom leg. That other leg is straight off the hip here. And from here, we're gonna lift and lower. Lift and lower. Working the side glute area. Lift and lower. Good. Lift and tap. For another 5, 4, keep that bottom hip lifted. You're working both hips. Hips are stacked. Hips evenly facing the front of the room. Last one. Lift an inch, pulse, pulse. Ooh, there it is. Lift an inch. Shoulders right over the elbow. 10, 9, 8, 7. Both hips are feeling this. 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep it high. Draw circles for 10, 3 more in this direction. 2, 1. Now reverse for 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep those hips lifted. 1. Now we're gonna bring the knee in, out, out, into, out, 2, into, out, 2. Good. Keep those hips lifted. Into, out, 2. You got it. Into, out, 2. 5 more. In, out, out. 4 more. In, out, out. 3 more. In, out, out. 2. Whew, guys, this is rough. In, out, out. Now you're gonna hold that leg as high as you can, just a little bend and extend from the knee, just like a little kick, like you're trying to tap someone. Pulse, pulse, good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it high, hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, what the heck. Come to a child's pose real quick. We've got one more side, and then it'll be done. Yay. Other side. I know your hips are, this is gonna be rough because both, like you're working both hips. So both hips are tired. Yow. All right. So, elbow right beneath your shoulder here. Knees are bent, top leg straight. All right. So we're gonna lift that hip up off the floor. Top arm to the ceiling, so you're on the cushiony like side portion of your knee. Lift and tap. Oh, this is gonna be rough. Lift and tap. We're already fatigued. Lift and tap. Do what you can here. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold high, lift an inch, lift an inch, lift an inch, pulse, 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 good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We're gonna draw circles. 3, 2, hold high, draw circles one direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that leg high, sir. Gotta readjust, bring the knee into the chest. In, out, out. In, out, out. So you're trying to keep that foot at hip height. Out, out. 5 more. In, out, out. 4 more. In, out, out. 3 more. Shaking. 2 more. Last one. Keep that leg, get that leg a little higher if you can. A little bend and extend, like you're trying to tap someone there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep the hips high. 2, hold it high, hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Get it higher. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, brutal child's pose. Whew. Feet together, knees wide, reach your arms out in front. Don't worry, we will get a hip stretch. Yes, 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 we will. Tuck the toes under, come up into a down dog. Hips up towards the ceiling. Lower one heel as the other presses down towards the mat. Stretching those calf muscles that you just worked. Good, walk your hands back towards your feet. Bring those feet wide. Bring your chest down towards the mat. Good, stretching glutes and hamstrings here. Very nice. Bring that chest up. Bring those feet in. You're going to use the balance of your chair. Coming into figure 4 again. Opposite ankle onto opposite thigh. Ooh, and sit down into it. Stretching that hip that you just worked. Breathe. And switch sides. Sit into it, stretching that hip, letting that knee fall open. Good, then come back up. Quad stretch, opposite foot to opposite hand. Push the foot into the hand and bring the knee and hip back slightly. Nice stretch here. Use balance of your chair if you need it. Switch sides. I got far away. Stretch here, good. Clasp the hands behind your back, open the chest into the front of the shoulders, and reverse. Pull those shoulder blades apart, upper back stretch. Reach those arms up to the ceiling, lean into one side, and into the other side. Awesome, bring your arms on down. Thank you so much, you guys, for playing along. I hope to see you all on the computer next time, or what year is it, your tablet or whatever. All right, bye.